TheCon, and Freedom TV, T-Money invited us to represent the Hex community at this booth, the PulseCon booth. Let's go there really quick. Guys, PulseCon September 6 to 9, you want to go there and we will all meet and have fun. But right now, Richard Hart is talking, so let's go there. I'm excited to see what Richard will talk about. Probably about his most innovative product right now, PulseChain and PulseX. I have so much fun with those people here because they are all in crypto. They all know their MetaMask. And then if I'm telling them they're getting their free coins, they love it. So let's see how the talk of Richard Hart will turn out now. Luis, where do we find it? Is it going on right now?
No, not yet.
I haven't seen Pascal. No. So this is always how it is. They had a couple of issues with the internet, so they had to bring us in another room. That's why we are a little bit delayed, but it's of course no problem. We are really flexible. So who you just saw, that was T-Money's brother, Luis. He is helping out a lot. She just told us that the conference room is right over there. Do we have people in the chat maybe even dropping question already?
16.
Nice.
The only thing right now is turn up the volume.
Turn up the volume? Well, yeah, maybe I just need to speak up louder. Other than that, I do not know what we can do about it. All right, so here, I see Bluebun already. Hey Bluebun, how's it going? Who's talking right now?
Some NFT dude.
So some NFT dude.
Yeah.
Well, he will be done probably in a couple minutes, and Richard will come on. I think first T-Money will talk, introduce Hex, and talk about the Hex community, and then Richard Hart will give us his spiel about Pulse and PulseX. I'm really excited about that. How did you like the WorldCon so far?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been like there's been a couple of interesting in different South American countries.
Yeah.
Another one looking at a debit card for crypto, and
So
people,
you are
people,
doing research for yourself right
and
now.
there's even developers here actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
you
interesting
can
talks you can
chat
have.
to people about what they're doing, their projects, and well, you got, I mean,
So
you know, you know,
it's so easy to onboard them here, right?
Yeah, exactly. And because they're all kind of like they know about crypto already.
Yeah.
Like there was an index site here, and the guys they kind of rate cryptos, and so I asked them to check up like Hedron and stuff, and I just gave it a full, you know, like they should check it out. They hadn't done it yet.
Yeah,
And
but they
so,
will.
yeah.
Well, with those guys, I think it's coinsomething.io. I have an interview with them. Coinpix.io maybe? I will have it in the description and somewhere for sure. But what I want to say is that they had cringe here with Hex because somehow Hex is somewhere else. And they saw that themselves and they decided, I did an interview with them right away, and they are really showing the Hex supply and the Hex market cap as it should be from the blockchain Etherscan.
Yeah, you know, like everyone uses a different kind of thing.
And everybody like how they feel, and I think that's not good at all. You should stick the blockchain data.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's the easiest because like if everyone's. But I can also understand. I mean, it's just this ridiculous metric. That's the problem. But there's no other metric.
There is no other metric,
There's
right?
no
How
other
crazy is that?
metric. What, alphabetical order or something?
No, I don't know if that would work.
Yeah. You can't do the price.
This
you
is
know,
if Richard Hart would ever create a coin ranking site, I think he would use the metric.
maybe
How many?
best gains
Exactly.
within the last.
How many people
like,
know
average gains.
this cryptocurrency right now, and what potential has to that in the future? How many people can know about that? Oh, maybe that's a stupid metric as well.
Hex.fan is asking, are you giving out your business?
Right now,
I'll be
I
giving
gave
out
them
yours,
out
actually.
already. Like I bought a bunch and then I gave them out already. I have to bring more tomorrow.
Is Richard Hart there?
Richard Hart is not here in person. He will do his speech remote from his somewhere in the world.
Sir, when Richard's speaking?
It should have been on like right now actually, but they had some problems here with internet connection, so they put us in a different room. So I'm hoping in like 10 to 15 minutes. Who knows?
Okay, the connection is obviously not that good, I guess. Maybe we go in there.
No, the guys chilling.
Let's go over somewhere where it's a little bit quieter, maybe here at the outside, and we just sit at the stairs and maybe talk to the chat. What do you think?
Yeah, chat. Questions, chat.
Shoot us some messages, shoot us some questions, maybe about the Kryptosparbuch 5555 tour, that would be interesting, or maybe about the next tour that we are planning, the 1 million Pulse tour, really interesting as well. Just yesterday, RG3 called me up and said, hey, Discord Syndicate, I think this was really, really amazing. Of course, I said, yes, we want to together with you, RG3. So I'm excited to be more and more integrated into the Discord Syndicate. So anyways, if you have questions, just shoot them out. Maybe the old tour, maybe the new tour, maybe PulseCon, maybe how we onboard people. I do not care. I will talk the whole time. Let me get something to drink.
Are you guys coming to the New England area?
Yes, we will definitely come to the New England area, but first what needs to happen is the fork. Once the fork happens, we need two things. We need the funding, and also we need the people, the HEX community coming together and working on to build up, set up, to speak at the workshops and stuff like that. So there's a lot of planning to be done, and once the schedule is released, you will see we'll also come to New England.
Is he for real? I'd like for him, if we can say this real, that Richard Hart will be speaking, because I will share.
Yes, it is for real. Richard Hart will be speaking. At least this is the plan, right? I do not know, since they had this issue, there's something will happen, but T-Money has his booth here. You've guys seen it, and with this his booth, he has 20 minutes of speaking time. And at the HEX conference, maybe you have seen it, he gave away those 20 minutes to Richard Hart, and Richard said yes. And today, T-Money was also in contact with Richard just to verify that he's really there, and he said yes to this as well. So I'm really confident that he will speak in a couple of minutes.
When you guys coming to Belgium?
Oh, Belgium. We have a big community in Europe, and Belgium, I see those Belgian flags all the time. Of course, we would love to go to Europe, and especially Belgium, but you guys know what is going on in the world, and we would rather stay here in America, or maybe in Colombia. We are going there in the next 3 months as well.
David, how many cards have you given away?
So in the HEX conference, my idea was to give away 50,000 cards. And guys, we did it. We accomplished that goal. We gave 50,000 cards away in only 4 days, which was amazing. So yeah, that's the number. And also, right now, here in Crypto WorldCon, we are giving away about 5,000 cards, a little bit less, because here we have less Hexicans helping us.
Is it being broadcast on Richard's channel or Freedom TV or what?
Unfortunately, I do not know where it's going to be broadcast, and that's why I decided I definitely want to have this stream on the Kryptosparbuch channel, because I do not know if it's going to be streamed somewhere else. You know, I do not even know, guys, if I'm allowed to stream. But of course, you guys know us Hexicans, we will do it anyways.
Are you an Hex OG?
I'm a Hex OG, I would say yes. Of course, but you guys know, nobody really knows what this means. Somebody say you have to be on the first day, somebody say you have to be before big payday. There are a lot of theories on what is an OG really. I think, you know, my spiel on that is, if you feel that you are an OG, you probably are. So guys, I am having so much fun at this crypto event here, I would not have thought. Actually, I was skeptical when I came here, because I thought, like, what is there to learn from me? Then I realized all those people, they are in crypto, they are in MetaMask, like, they know all that stuff. What they do not know is Pulse Chain. And then it's so easy for us to onboard them. Like, just tell them, hey bro, you have Ethereum, you have ERC20 coins, well now you have them for free as well in the Pulse Chain. Bam, they're in, they love it. Everybody loves free money.
Are you going to the Bitcoin conference too?
The next week is Bitcoin conference. No, I'm not going. I saw the tickets are $1,000, and I thought my money is probably better invested somewhere else, and that's why I decided to not go to the Bitcoin conference.
Hot Chili said, I put the stream on Telegram.
Awesome, Hot Chili. Thank you for doing this. Like everybody right now, we have about 10 to 15 minutes. We are in front of the conference room. Richard Hart will be speaking. He said already yes to this. So bring everybody from Telegram, from Twitter, and tell them that we are doing this live stream, and bring more people in so they can experience that as well.
Is there an after party?
Is there an after party? Today, I do not know, but tomorrow I know there's an after party, and we got invited to that. So we will show you this tomorrow. How long is the conference? It's today and tomorrow, from what I've known. But there's so much going on here in Miami. Next week, Mars already said there's a Bitcoin conference. Then there are also 2 different NFT conferences. So because of that, I decided in the future I will probably have a base here in Miami, because there's a lot of crypto going on here.
How many are Crypto WorldCon?
It's hard to say. It's a really big facility, and right now it is already 5:30. No more questions? but it's actually really the value of people that are here, you know. And I met somebody with dreadlocks, with a Shiba Inu shirt, and he was at one of, and then I saw him here as well, and he had a speech. I listened to his speech, it was quite interesting. What I wanted to say is you meet a lot of interesting people. And because crypto is so small, you just meet again and again. So much fun.
Moneymakers say nice, maybe you can also make a video on the after party.
That would be great, yeah. And you know what? I will probably do a video of the after party when we get there. So tomorrow there is a yacht party that we are supposed to be on. We have a golden ticket. So it is not 100% if we can go, but after the yacht party, I will definitely go to the after party because there we got invited by some cool dudes. I will show you that. They have a Lambo, exactly.
The connection is not stable, guys, just that you know.
Oh, unfortunately, always the internet connection. Always.
Sorry, there's not much we can change there.
Not much we can change, that's true. But you know what? Unfortunately, like I will be leaving America April 12th to go to Colombia. But when I'm back in America, I'm telling you, I'm getting an AT&T, I'm getting a T-Mobile, I'm getting a Verizon card, I'm getting all of those cards just to see who has the best internet. The next time I really will spend the money for the internet.
He's going to talk about Pulse Chain.
Well, I think so. I'm pretty sure he will talk about HEX because this is just the existing product he has out right now. But then, of course, he will talk about Pulse Chain and Pulse X as well.
Somebody said you should get Verizon.
Verizon, that's what I heard as well. But you know what, me as a German, it's hard to actually open up a new plan, a Verizon plan. I would have to do it through my girlfriend. So yeah, I will definitely get a Verizon plan the next time I'm here.
Starlink is what you need.
Starlink? Maybe that's another company, yeah. Oh. Volle77, Hot Chili, how's it going everybody? How many people have we watching right now? Numbers are increasing, that's amazing guys. Richard Hart will be speaking in a couple of minutes. It should have been like 10 minutes ago, but the Crypto WorldCon had some issues with internet connection, so they brought us in a different room. And you see people are already piling up here, they are standing in front because they're knowing the speech is about to happen. And my guess is that Richard Hart must be like one of the best guys here to speak. So that will be really interesting to see.
I just tweeted out the VVM Crypto.
Nice. Thanks for doing that. Bring everybody in. Go to Telegram, go to YouTube, Shorts maybe, who knows. Go everywhere, Telegram, Twitter for sure, and post out that we are doing the live stream.
Why you are so passionate by HEX?
Well, I'm so passionate about HEX because it changed my life. 2 years ago, guys, I was homeless. I was addicted to drugs and divorcing my wife. And from there on, it was going downhill really, really fast. So I was seeking for self-help and I was searching for Jordan P. Peterson or Sadhguru. And then also Richard Hart popped up in my YouTube because he wrote Sci-Vive and made a lot of videos on how to improve the world. And that's actually what drew me towards Richard Hart. And then he released HEX and this made me financially free. So I want to bring this experience that I'm having from the basement to the rooftop to everybody out there. I think everybody should be financially free to just make money with their money trustlessly and use the code.
Thank you for everything you enabled. Much love.
Thank you guys.
Will saying, hi Abel, Uncle Will from San Antonio. Hope you and your crew are doing well.
We are doing so well. We had so much fun on the tour and somebody was just saying thank you for what we are doing. And guys, of course, I acknowledge all the thank yous and I really, really appreciate it, but I have to give it back to the HEX community because I'm telling you guys, as much as we are doing the Kryptosparbuch team, we could have never done it without the community. And we have the feeling as more we are improving ourselves. Like I just see my improvements from like 6 months ago and today, it's totally a different life I'm living. And this is what we need to teach the people. You can find financial freedom with HEX and Pulse X, and this can be the fastest and biggest change in the world. So something happened to the camera here. I don't know if the live stream or is it just the gimbal? Maybe there's no battery in the gimbal anymore.
Yes, battery.
No. Right, technical issues here as well. The first time we are using this gimbal, and I do not know how long the battery lasts. But we can fix that problem. Just use his hand now to film, I guess. That's empty, but at least the audio connection is something that is really stable. All right, guys, it is 5:46.
Let's go inside, have a look. No?
Let's ask Lewis when T-Money will be speaking, because before Richard Hart is speaking, T-Money will also talk about Hex first. So Lewis, the brother of T-Money, he will know the best. Lewis, what do you think, when will Richard be speaking?
But it's any second.
It should be any second, guys. Because of course the guys are asking, when is Richard on, when is Richard on? We are so excited.
It got delayed because this guy's on, and everything got pushed.
Yeah, okay.
Everything got pushed, I know.
So are there more questions in the chat?
Greetings from the Wolf of Wallets YouTube channel, Germany, Books Chain.
Nice. Shout out back.
Turn up the sound, please.
Unfortunately, we have to maybe think about some other solution, because maybe people cannot listen quite enough. Is it not like this all time? Sorry, guys, we cannot do anything about sound right now. The next time we figure out a better situation. But
T-Money speaks, Wallace says.
T-Money speaks right now.
Yeah, T-Money's going to speak a little bit, and then I believe we're going to try to have the ambassador of Salvador to talk to Richard Hart.
Okay, nice. It's going to be nice too. So we have new information. First, T-Money will speak about Hex, and then 100% about PulseCon as well. And then afterwards, Richard will be speaking. And right now, the idea is to bring the ambassador for El Salvador Bitcoin stuff to have an interview with Richard. That's really interesting as well. And that Richard will like talking to his guy.
So in 5-10 minutes, it's going to start. I have 20 on.
All right, awesome. So in 5 to 10 minutes, it will start.
Do a sound test real quick. Once he finishes, do the sound test, and then put Richard.
In 10 minutes, and then everything is good.
Tony, you can ask him questions. Go ahead.
Tony, we are live right now. Do you have new information when Richard Hart will be on?
Yeah, like 10 minutes. We're just waiting for the last speaker to end. A small venue.
Yes, I'm in front of the room right now. Can you give us a spiel, like what will happen when you go on stage?
I'm gonna come. He's gonna introduce me, and then I'm gonna introduce Richard Hart, and he's gonna go right into the stream. Richard Hart's in the green room at the yard stream. We're just testing out the volume and the camera. Okay, right now.
All right, T-Money, I do not want to hold you up too long. This was just for the live stream. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything you're doing. Guys, go to freedomtv.info and check it out.
Okay.
Thank you, T-Money. See you in a minute.
Sure enough. All right, back.
Thank you, Lewis. So do we have more questions from the chat?
How is the weather out there? Dr. Kindle is asking.
The weather out there is amazing, guys. We were like from New York down to chasing Miami, right? It was really, really cold, but now we are back in Miami and the weather is finally warm. I enjoy the warm weather so much.
80 people watching right now.
80 people watching right now, amazing. You see how the numbers are going up because you guys are making an effort. You send it out to Telegram and Twitter and bring the people. Just a couple of minutes ago we had 40 people and now already 100% more. Go, post it out again on Telegram and Twitter and really make some noise so we can have a lot of people watching when Richard is live in about 10 minutes. And until then, you guys shoot me a couple of questions so we can have some fun on stream. Come on, we sit down again.
Germany has snow over this weekend.
No, there's snow in Germany right now? No. Probably high up in the mountains somewhere.
Thank you, T-Money.
Yes. I did an interview with T-Money already and just asking how was he able to do this, to have the booth there and invite us. There's tomorrow the young and speak for him. That's really big. So thank you, T-Money, for that. The whole community loves you for that.
Tanya Polke said no, it even snows down to 200 meters.
Wow, that's amazing. That's why I'm in Germany, guys. So whenever you ask me if I'm coming to Europe, the answer is probably in America it's way more warm, and that's why I stay here.
I think the connection here is weaker than there.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure about that. Super talking over it. How many people will be there watching Richard live?
Oh, we can check that right now. Let's see.
Which is really great. Any questions? Anything? Any ideas that come up? You guys want me to expand upon? Any cool people want to enter the room?
All right, so this room is empty right now.
Talking to us.
But you have seen Hexline and the Kryptosparbuch team is there already waiting because this guy is ending his stream now, and then the audio check will be also like 5 minutes or so, and then Richard Hart will be talking. So let's use this time up now to make some noise. We also tweeted it out on Twitter, so like and retweet that to bring a lot of eyeballs now.
Kryptosparbuch, are you going to get an RV for the full stream?
Yes, we are getting an RV. It is all in planning right now, and Kaylin will be doing a lot of streams on this topic, what cars we are getting, if we are getting an RV, what kind of help we need and stuff. So go to Kryptosparbuch YouTube channel, subscribe, and oh, T-Money is on right now, let's do it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you bring to the table.
Absolutely. So we're here with the HEX and Pulse group, and we're here to introduce here in a little bit Richard Hart, and myself. I'm originally from Las Vegas, and we are rabid fans of Richard Hart and want to announce the largest crypto airdrop in crypto history. Is that right? So I'm going to go ahead and introduce a little bit here.
Sure, go right ahead. Take it away. Can't wait to see the presentation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. So I want to, let me see here. Hi, Richard. Can you hear me?
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. There's going to be a little delay here, so I just want to go ahead and introduce you. So Richard Hart, he is a serial entrepreneur and raised more than $27 million for medical research and longevity. He has produced free videos and self-help books for personal development, early adopter in mining Bitcoin, and recently minted millions of dollars of free money exclusively for Bitcoin holders by inventing HEX on the Ethereum blockchain. This year, he will be forking the full system state of Ethereum by launching the Pulse chain network, which will be the largest airdrop in crypto history. With further ado, I give you Richard Hart.
Hey, Woo! Just to give you guys an idea, I like the clapping, that's great. Just to give you guys an idea of the scale of what we're dealing with here. You know, HEX, when I invented it about 2.5 years ago, the price of HEX went up 10,000x in 623 days before staking profit. With staking, you would have been up 20,000x, 25,000x. And we've outperformed both Bitcoin and Ethereum from their launch dates when their performance.
Don't do this to us.
With 100% perfect, flawless operation and uptime for years now. That was my first project. First time deposit on the blockchain, where you, instead of paying miners to destroy the environment by paying them block rewards, you pay the inflation to stakers to hold the price up instead of to cause the environment to get wrecked. 20% wrecked, 80% is renewable, but 20% is not. So that was HEX. And HEX was awesome. And then the fees in Ethereum kept going up, kept going up, kept going up. Now the fees in Ethereum are too high. Sometimes it costs $300, $1,000 to do a Uniswap swap. Sometimes it costs $20 to $50 to send an ERC20. It's not okay. And the only way to solve that is to build new capacity. So if you've got a finite resource and you've got demand and the price you increase the supply, which is what we're doing, you decrease demand, which no one's interested in decreasing demand, right? So there's been a lot of Ethereum forks. The problem with all these forks is that they don't give you free coins. And they require everybody to use a bridge, and we see bridge getting hacked left and right. So the wormhole bridge on Solana got hacked for $300 million a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. Another bridge for some NFT platform just got hacked yesterday or the day before for $600 million. And the Polygon bridge was at risk of losing some billions of dollars, except they discovered it before the hackers did. And so all those systems are not intelligently designed as Pulse Chain. Because in Pulse Chain, because you're getting a copy of every single coin that you have in the Ethereum network on this chain, And to access those coins, you can access them right now, and the testnet's been working fine for months. You just change one setting in your MetaMask. It points your MetaMask to the new network, and all your coins are already sitting there waiting for you. You just add them one by one. So, and then this reduces the reliance on these risky bridges, because you don't need to bridge from one network in. You can just use your native coins on the native network. It's more secure. It's also better designed than Ethereum 2.0. We've seen over $100 million lost from Ethereum 2.0, which doesn't even really exist yet, because it only incentivizes people to centralize. So in Ethereum 2.0, you can't become a miner unless you have 32 Ethereum, which costs about $100,000. If you don't have $100,000, you're going to give your keys to somebody else, and then they're going to lose your money, steal your money, and it's the exact opposite of why cryptocurrency was invented. Cryptocurrency was invented to remove counterparty risks, to put people in charge of their own financial future, to give people their own self-sovereignty, to make things more efficient, faster, cleaner. And so even Ethereum 2.0 isn't as well designed as Pulse Chain, and it doesn't run as on battle-tested, tried and true software. Bugs have already been ironed out over years. So Pulse Chain, I believe, will launch more secure than Ethereum 2.0. Already has higher throughput with 3-second blocks instead of 13-second blocks. And you can raise the gas limits higher as well. And you don't blow up the environment because you're not paying for proof of work. It's all proof of stake. And you have delegated stake so that you can hold your own keys and delegate your stake to another validator and not have to worry about having 100 grand to participate in the network. It's a better designed system, a more intelligently designed system, and it works today. And you can go test it on testnet now. Go check the parameters out at pulsechain.com. And so what coins will you be getting free copies of? All the coins. You got HEX, you're gonna get free copies of HEX. You got Ethereum, you're gonna get free copies of Ethereum, but you're gonna be diluted 1.2 million X. So unlike other forks like Bitcoin Cash, where people just murder the price all day long, sell like free coins all the time, we won't have that problem in Pulse Chain because the Ethereum holders that are getting free Pulse are being diluted 1.2 million fold. The ERC20s aren't. So if you've got a HEX, you're getting a HEX, and there's no increase in supply. If you've got a Uni, you're getting a Uni. If you've got a 1-inch, you're getting a 1-inch. If you've got a NFT, same exact code, pulls over. Now, there's some exceptions here, right? So fake DeFi, things that have admin keys, like stablecoins, or maybe you could even consider NFTs. Depends on what you consider authoritative to whether you own an NFT or not. Is it that some guy's centralized server says you do, or is it the blockchain says you do? So, you know, in the case of stablecoins, you're not going to be able to redeem them for dollars, maybe unless they're algorithmic, but like, they're definitely going to have different parameters at launch. And then they've got admin keys that they can validate all the coins that they want. They might not do that because they probably wouldn't want all their users suing them for just jacking all their users' free money that they got. So who knows how that's going to play out. And so for real DeFi, really truly decentralized things like HEX, it's the same exact code. And you know, there's no middlemen, there's no counterparty risk, there's no oracles, there's no admin keys. It's beautiful and wonderful. And you're gonna, and never in the history of man have 10,000 new coins just been, 10,000 new coins and probably 10,000 new trading pairs are just issued into existence for free to everybody. And now the question is, how do you get people to back the value of these new coins so that you reduce the load on the Ethereum network to lower the Ethereum fees to make everyone happier, and have people participating on this network with higher throughput, lower fees, less destruction of the environment, basically no destruction of the environment? Well, you incentivize it. And so over $1 billion was raised for freedom of speech, and those people that sacrificed were given free Pulse Chain tokens. It also generated $27 million of real cash in the bank for registered charities for research. And then PulseX also raised some billions and only deflation. Same with Pulse Chain. In Pulse Chain, 25% of the fees get burned. There's no inflation, only deflation. Hey, Bitcoin guys, you like the whole inflation goes down all the time thing? Well, you'll really love the no inflation, the coins burn thing even more. That's your model of what creates value and appreciation. So 22% of the fees get burned in PulseX, deflation only, no inflation. 25% of the fees get burned in Pulse Chain, no inflation, only deflation. World's largest free airdrop, better designed than Ethereum had to be written, was getting the system states to match up and to change the proof of work, validation, and the slashing and the, you know, those components. So what do we got? We got HEX.com, world's first time deposit, did over 1 million% returns in 623 days, 100% perfect flawless operation. and was given away for free to Bitcoiners, and to tell you how many free coins they got, those coins that they received for free today, after a 60% drop, are worth $500 million. That's how big the scale is that we're talking. So Pulse Chain and Pulse X both generated excess of billions of dollars of sacrifices. Hex.com gave $500 million worth of free hex, and I bought the world's biggest diamond. So I've got a 555 carat, a 555.55 carat diamond. It used to be called the Enigma, now it's called the Hex.com Space Diamond. And it matches up with the maximum stake length that you can have in Hex, which is 5,555 days. And so a lot of people will get tattoos on their body, 5555, called the Quattro Cinco Club. And I don't know, I've got like $7 million of watches now, and a few Ferraris, a couple Ferraris. One of them's 1,000 horsepower. So just flexing because people care about this stuff. You know, maybe you like $40,000 Louis Vuitton airplane bags. Whatever you like, we have it here for you guys. You like uptime, you like decentralization, you like faster, cheaper, world's largest airdrop. We got it all. And then if you like free self-help books, you know, I got 200,000 followers on Twitter, twitter.com/RichardHartWin. I called the top Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, called tops on the day for free, YouTube, youtube.com/RichardHart, you name it. We're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. If you guys got any questions, you know, feel free to ask.
Absolutely. We got some questions here in the audience. However, I wanted to open up, there's a couple of questions
No,
here.
don't hold there.
As an early Bitcoin adopter and maximalist, and now you have been critical against Bitcoin and Bitcoiners, what changed your perspective about Bitcoin and why?
Well, you just measure this stuff. It's very easy. So let's say you want to sell your cryptocurrency on an exchange, and you send the transaction, and then you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're like, all right, well, how long do I have to wait? And then you go to the page that tells you how many confirmations you need on each chain. And the amount of time you have to wait for your Bitcoin to be sellable on the exchange is twice as long as the amount of time you have to wait for your Ethereum. And so simply, do you want to wait twice as long or not? And I personally have had to wait 6 hours for a single Bitcoin confirmation one time. What is this trash? It's like 20 bucks, I think, to send a transaction. So when you have software that has a very pitiful roadmap, that hasn't made any real improvements in years, that has removed things off the roadmap, like we were supposed to get a block size increase, we didn't even get it, that, you know, can't fund its own developers, that you see developers leaving left and right, has had critical inflation bugs where anyone could have minted as many free Bitcoin as they wanted twice, and they did it once in 2010, that rolled chain back. And then a Bitcoin Cash developer caught another one a couple years ago, responsibly just closed it instead of using it. You know, that's all garbage. It has no roadmap, it has had critical failures, it has a long list of critical vulnerabilities. The code is spaghetti code. It has no audit, it has no modularity, it has no written spec. It takes 9 months to on-ramp a new Bitcoin developer because it is such spaghetti code. If you don't have training in chain code labs, you're going to blow up your first commit. It's not going to work right. You know, I just want more out of the life. I want more out of crypto. I want more privacy, more security, more throughput, more price performance. You know, my Rolexes have outperformed. This is $1 million. This has outperformed Bitcoin. This is a 300,000, 350. It's outperformed Bitcoin. Everything's outperformed Bitcoin. Tesla's outperformed Bitcoin. Meme coins, NFTs, everything's outperformed Bitcoin. So like, are you in this to get rich? Are you in this to change the world? You want to talk about changing the world? How many VCs own Bitcoin? And how many VCs own Hex? Let me list you some guys that own some Bitcoin. Winklevi twins, Draper, Chamath Palihapitiya, probably pronounced his last name wrong. The government of El Salvador, these two hackers, hacked Bitfinex, had $2 billion worth of Bitcoin not too long ago. I mean, the Mt. Gox trustee that can only sell it or give it to other people that may sell it, he's sitting on 140,000 coins, which is something like 3 billion. And you just go through the list and you're like, explain to me, you keep adding them all up. And you're like, yeah, like 10 or 15, and then Satoshi sold 10%. And you're like 10 or 15 or 20% of this network is people that I'm not sure you think that they're the entrenched rich people class. So if you think you're like affecting political change in Bitcoin, you're not. And if you think you're going to 1,000x your money in Bitcoin, you're not. But you can, and in other things. So pulsechain.com, pulsex.com, hex.com, we're really out here giving people an opportunity to participate in superior networks for free. When I got into Bitcoin, I got in for free. Now you can't get in. Can't get into Bitcoin for free anymore. You got to give your money to evil middlemen that aren't in the United States to hope that they send you your mining equipment on time, so that you can start paying electricity bills. It's just gross. But if you want to mine Hex or mine Pulse Chain or stake your Pulse X, you don't have to deal with any weird foreign company and hope that they send you your mining equipment and hope that the government doesn't outlaw it. Which, by the way, a couple weeks ago, the EU was just going to ban proof of work. They were going to ban it. That's not my financial interest. My financial interest would be, the Pulse Chain solved this.
So I wanted to open up another question. So what is the HEX token, and why is it better than Bitcoin?
Well, it depends on what you want. If you want pitiful price performance, HEX doesn't have that, but Bitcoin does. If you want inflation bugs, Bitcoin had that a couple times. HEX does. If you want to pay middlemen and blow up the environment, Bitcoin's got that. HEX doesn't have that. If you want ATMs, Bitcoin does like a 10% premium. If you want the most liquidity, and instead of being liquidity and getting paid the bid-ask spread and getting paid the fees, you have to be hot in the biscuit to sell immediately and eat the liquidity on the other side of the order book. You're going to get better order execution in Bitcoin. So like if you're a guy that wants to buy $1 billion in crypto, you could buy $1 billion in Bitcoin and barely move the price. If you were to buy $1 billion in HEX, oh my God, would the price go up? And that's a feature. So but if you're buying something and you only want it to slide up 1%, then go buy the thing that has poor price performance, I guess.
So in the beginning, may I
there's other
interject
things
a little
that are funny,
bit?
like Bitcoin has the best brand awareness.
So I'm going to interject a little bit
People already bought it.
give you
That's
another
what people
question.
that already bought can only do, sell. The thing that doesn't already have everybody knowing about it is the thing that people haven't already bought, and therefore they might be able to buy it and move the price up. So as you become an advanced speculator, which I am, I'm the guy that calls the top of the day, no one else can do that. Like I brag about it because it's miraculous to be able to do it for free for people. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news event. People don't get it.
So Richard, I wanted to open up another question.
I have to re-educate these people because they don't understand things properly. They say, oh, inflation's bad. You're like, really? Then why did the Bitcoin price go up the most when the inflation was the highest? Windows shutting down, gray face, NPC, JPEG.
So I wanted to open up another question here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So, because you were talking about the Ethereum blockchain and you were building the HEX token at the time, and of course, I don't think you could foresee there was going to be all these big gas fees and gas guzzling fees.
I knew that it could be a possibility, which is why I said if it ever started to suck, I'd fork the network. And then I just did what I said I would do.
So that goes into my other one. So some people at the beginning of HEX, some people have criticized you about designing an OA that holds most of the supply of HEX tokens. What is the function of the OA?
Well, it's really simple. So in the United States, 1% of people own 50% of the stuff. In a football team, one guy calls the shots. In a family, very often one guy calls the shots. In government, one guy has the nuke button. Comes down to one guy, extremely centralized. Facebook, majority of the voting shares, tons of the non-voting shares, Zuckerberg owns them. Elon Musk, 20% he owns. Every single ERC-20, massively centralized ownership. Bitcoin itself, massively centralized ownership. 42% of all Bitcoin sits in 2,300 addresses and has for years. And that number's been getting worse over time, not better. The centralization in addresses that have over 1,000 coins in them just keeps going up. So if you're new, as most people in crypto are, compared to me anyway, you think that decentralization is the best. And what has Amazon done? Total vertical integration. They own the servers. They write the server software. They own the shipping hubs. They have their own product lines. They have their own billing. Total vertical integration for cost efficiency. Now, what's the opposite of vertical integration? Decentralization. And so because blockchains are decentralized, you have the most expensive rates to the database, the lowest throughput. They suck so bad you can't ask them to wake you up in the morning. That's how poor the blockchain is. You can't even wake you up in the morning. You have pitiful amounts of computation. Most people's cell phones can outperform the entire network's computational ability. But we're willing to incur all that horror and all that suck to have censorship resistance. So blockchains are only as useful as they are censorship resistant. And so people confuse this because they're news. And they think, so censorship resistance and decentralization is useful in the network, and therefore it must be useful in the ownership structure. And you're like, no, actually, go look at the charts. The more centralized things do better on price performance. And what you would consider to be the most decentralized thing, which would be Bitcoin, gets murdered by it. Like from the COVID dip, Ethereum went up 3 times as high as Bitcoin did. Bitcoin did an 18x and Ethereum did like 50x. And HEX did like hundreds and thousands of X's. And when you have an S curve of adoption, people think that they're early buying the Bitcoin after the world's richest guy already bought, after a nation state already made it legal and bought, after it's on the world's largest market, the CFTC futures market in Chicago Mercantile Exchange. You're not early, and Bitcoin's 13 years old, guys, and that's the reason the price chart is falling over, and we've been down for 11 months now. The price is down for 11 and a half months now, because you're at the top of an S curve. Now, will the price make new all-time highs? Yes. Will it get outperformed by almost everything else in crypto? Yeah, pretty much. Particularly things that have product market fit. There's a lot of scams out there. If you buy a scam and you hold it for longer, you're still sitting at zero and you lose all your money or get run for. If you buy a real innovative product that has product market fit, it has a walled garden, it has a vibrant, enthusiastic, you can say zealotous community, you're very likely to have good price performance. I mean, the best time you could ever buy Bitcoin was Satoshi owned all the coins. The best time you could ever buy Bitcoin was no liquidity, and there was only on one exchange. When everything sucked the most was the best time to buy Bitcoin, or Facebook, or Amazon, or basically any of these things. But people get it backwards. Like, oh, Bitcoin's not popular. Yeah, so now you'll make less gains. Good job. Learn how to speculate, you know?
So my next question, what is post-chain and why are you giving people a free copy of the ERC20 tokens?
Well, for me to save Hexicans from high gas fees, because the code is immutable and can't be changed, and it's already extremely gas optimized anyway, it's got bitwise shifts, bit packing, caching built into it. The only thing you can do is give people a new free version on a new superior network. And that's also the way that McDonald's gets. So did they try and build a bigger and bigger and bigger McDonald's? No, they just built more of them. Did they try and build a bigger and bigger and bigger gas station? No, they just built more of them. Horizontal, dumb scaling is how most effective things in the world are scaled. Schools, do they try and build a bigger and bigger and bigger school? No, they build more schools. So, you know, it's obviously the right solution. And I'm very happy and very lucky that so many other people missed the idea that you could have the world's largest airdrop. Because the overhead is very similar. You know, the overhead of launching a new network and choosing to launch a new network with the existing system state, they're kind of similar. So why wouldn't you give everyone the largest free airdrop in the world and prevent them from having to use bridges and be able to deload the network, which is overloaded on Ethereum? Like, it's just liquidity provider. You know, as a liquidity provider, you want a lot of volume, but no price movement. Because then you don't have the permanent loss. Or I guess, if, you know, you could say if both things raise in price, that's okay too. But when one thing raises in price versus the other thing, as a market maker, as a liquidity provider, you sell the thing that went up, and you end up losing. But if you imagine bridging in your ERC20s to the network, pairing them with the free ERC20 copies, now your impermanent loss, after the market figures out like a reasonable ratio, it's very likely to be less than like crypto versus dollar. It's very likely to be like these kind of things move because they're bonded by liquidity in their pairs. It's called Hart's Law. If you Google it, I invented it. It's why all the prices in crypto go up and down at the same time. It's not because there's some genius like fund making it happen. It's actually a side effect of the liquidity and Bitcoin goes up to the dollar. Ethereum also goes up versus the dollar because you can just swap Bitcoin because there's liquidity in the trading pair. And then if one goes down, they both go down. Because now where you could have swapped it for something, now you can't swap it for something that was more valuable. So it's pretty, I like that particular discovery of market analysis enough to stick my name on it. That's how happy I'm about it.
So up for Q&A right now. If anybody has any questions, you can come up to the stage and ask Richard Hart. I think you know this guy right here.
Hi Richard, how is it going?
Hello there. How's it going?
Richard, my question would be, what are the things which are missing before the actual fourth launch?
Oh, well, I mean, the automated market maker price fixer bot that tries to repair all the market caps to make up for the 1.2x dilution of the Ethereum guys, that currently runs against like V2 things and V2 forks. Uniswap, so for instance, Uniswap itself, V2, and SushiSwap. It would be nice if it ran against V3, so I'd kind of like to see it run against V3 before mainnet. If it doesn't, fine, some ARB guys will just make some free money, but if you don't have to give the ARB guys free money, then, or extra free money, then it would be nice to see the AMM price fixer bot repair the V3 prices as well. And the sacrifice balance are where I want them to be. When you have 150,000 sacrifices from 150,000 unique addresses that you want to give free credit, you really want that free credit to be right. And a lot of people are stupid and sacrifice things they shouldn't. And then it's harder to track these illiquid things because now you're trying to they created, by trying to be nice to people and give them credit for stuff that they shouldn't get credit for, it's kind of making the sacrifice totals 10 times harder, literally. So basically, sacrifice totals, AMM bot, are the two things that are, if we knock them out of the way, we pretty much can go to mainnet. There's some other internal things that are too computer techy to really mention, but AMM bot and sacrifice balances are like basically where we're at. We've run out of other stuff to do, right? Like bridge is done, tested out the yin yang. Staking is done, the Pulse chain side, tested out the yin yang. PulseX, the buy and burn function people can run and get a bounty, like all that stuff's been tested out the yin yang. We're just running out of things to finish. So basically it's just AMM bot and SAC totals.
Cool, thanks Richard. My next question would be, there is rumors of you building a better version of a wallet as well. Is that like the next thing you will do?
Yeah, I'm hiring devs to build a wallet, true. But they're not really hired yet, so let's wait until they are, But we're almost be at full vertical integration. So we've got value storage with HEX, we've got consensus network with Pulse chain, we've got trading with PulseX. The only thing we're missing is fiat on-ramp and wallet. So we almost have like the whole stack, pretty much. We're almost there.
All right, Richard, and my last question to you would be, for somebody who missed the Pulse sacrifice phase and the PulseX sacrifice phase, what could a new crypto investor do right now?
Well, I mean, if you HEX might have a lot of value because there's it's likely to be one of the most liquid things, I would assume, on the new chain. Doubling your HEX by getting a free copy of it on the new chain seems cool. I'm not sure the ticker keeps running behind the scenes. I'm not sure what that rate would be. On Pulse chain, it's Pulse chain sacrifice. Maybe in PulseX it's not as bad, but I don't know the math. What else? Pulse chain, PulseX, HEX. There's another token as well. There's an incentive token that is given to liquidity providers to give them an even larger incentive to bridge in their ERC20s and pair them with the ERC20s to back the value of the ERC20s. So there's 5 basic tokens, right? So you're gonna have Ethereum on Pulse, Ethereum on HEX. I'm sorry, you're gonna have HEX on Pulse, you're gonna have HEX on Ethereum, you're gonna have the incentive token, you're gonna have PulseX and Pulse chain. 5 tokens there, Don't get wrecked is my best advice. Don't start, like a lot of people love these JPEGs. I don't know, guys. CryptoKitties came out in 2017, crashed the Ethereum network, and these JPEGs are the reason why Ethereum is so loaded up right now. Because people only use Ethereum to do 2 things: trade, which is part of what's awesome about Pulse chain is we got the ticker symbols and all people care about is trading anyway. So there you go. And with the NFT stuff, NFTs and trading are the majority of the gas usage on the Ethereum network, probably like 80%. So by taking the trading off of the Ethereum network, putting it on Pulse chain, you're going to get a lot cheaper gas fees on Ethereum. It's going to be a lot easier to on-ramp users. They're not going to pay a $50 penalty to buy in. gas fees. It's just, it makes everything better for everybody.
All right.
Killers out there, I don't call it an Ethereum killer, I think it's an Ethereum helper.
Richard, we got another question here.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard. My name is Agnes Buczynski. I'm a longtime friend of T-Money here.
Nice.
I am very new to crypto. I've known him for 30 years, so I completely have full trust
Stream
in him.
dropped right there. I heard I'm very new too. The stream got blown out.
Hold on. Stand by.
You're back. Okay, I hear you again. I heard you're
okay.
very new, and then
Yes.
start over from I'm very new.
Okay, so my name is Agnes Buczynski. I'm very new to crypto. T-Money, who is my very good friend of 30 years, introduced me to it. And stream drop. Can you hear me?
It's back again.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Third time's a charm.
333, believer in that. So anyways, what I wanted to say, I'm very new, I'm learning a lot of things, but this is the mistake I made. And I just want to warn everyone about scams, because I was tagging you, but there's 30 Richard Hart's officials out there. So I just want to let everyone know that it's Richard. And what is your official Instagram? Because there's so many scams, and that's why I'm saying.
Well, one of the best ways to catch the scammers is that I don't follow anyone on Instagram. But usually the scammers follow other people to try and establish the real one, whatever. So the official Instagram for me is Richard Hart Official. And you're gonna find copy scam versions of me on every platform. So I'm Richard Hart on Telegram. I'm Richard Hart Win on Twitter. I'm Richard Hart Official on Instagram. I don't really mess around on any other platforms. I guess I'm Richard Hart on YouTube. But you're gonna find imposters with my profile picture and weird little name change, a couple in there, trying to scam me. So direct message me, probably not actually direct message me. Probably a scammer. Particularly if that's happened in large, it's just insane.
Well, and that was the case. So I want to let everyone know that I did get scammed that way. So yes, you have.
It's me, it's everybody.
Yes.
You're gonna get fake.
And yes, absolutely.
You're gonna get fake everything.
Absolutely. So I just want to make sure that everyone is following the correct Richard Hart, who has who is following 0 people. That's it. And I want to say thank you, because I really appreciate what you're doing for the charity and everything. I fully supported it, so I want to say thank you. It's nice meeting you as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hey, I'm Coinburn with Kitty Cat Coin. Okay, so we actually had 2 cars in NASCAR at Daytona, and we got to race against your car and JJ. I want to know, are you guys planning to have further races down the road, whether it's in Indy or NASCAR or American Motorsport?
So I mean, we just had a TX2K22 3,500 horsepower Lamborghini Evo win the mile-long races over in Texas, and it ran a 233.5, I think. They had a different boost setting where he could have run a 240 to get really wealthy with the products that they build, and they have passions and they want to do the passions. So there's guys that like car racing, so they do car race stuff. Now me personally, I like direct response ads where people can actually click ads, you know? I see a lot of these mass media ads, and then I watch it, like, clicks go on the site, and there's no extra clicks, and you're like, hey, it's like it never happened. So, you know, for general brand hope that someone pulls their phone out and types it, I don't like those ads personally. They look cool. If you do it once, you get a cool JPEG for the site, that's nice. But if you keep doing them, I don't think they work at all. I think any kind of direct marketing would be superior, in my opinion.
Right. So we're building.
So the answer is I don't know if they're going to keep doing them or not. I personally wouldn't do them, but these guys are just passionate about it, and they like to do stuff they're passionate about.
Right, so we're building out like an esports platform, and we're gonna have like multiple leagues, different racing simulator games.
I mean, I used to be addicted to games for over a decade. I've got like 25,000 hours in some games. And I don't really see what the blockchain brings to esports, because the only thing blockchains are useful for is censorship resistance. And the primary place you use censorship resistance is in communication and in like currencies. And then the question is like, none of these systems really has enough throughput to to be able to put any popular game's currency on them at all anyway. So like you couldn't put Clash of Clans on a blockchain, it would just destroy it. You'd have to like remove the censorship resistant part to have enough throughput. And so for me, like a lot of these like meme narrative pitches, they're just kind of like duct taping a token onto something where the blockchain doesn't really fit, usually, in my opinion. So, you know, the hard part, for instance, video games, the hard part of building a video game is building it's not weird, oh, people want to be able to sell their hats off TFT2, Team Fortress 2, or oh, they want to be able to sell their guns off CSGO. Those markets already exist, and the people that own those markets are not going to plug and play with other brands to have their leadership leached away from them. Like, TFT2 is not going to launch on anybody else's platform and make less money. And CSGO is not going to launch on anybody else's platform and make less money. Like, it's, I mean, not to poop on your business.
All right, this is Marianne.
It's kind of like duct tape.
And she has a question too.
Hi. Kind of new on the cryptocurrency. I've been learning the past few months, but I want to ask you why we didn't hear about Pulse Chain before.
Oh yeah, because cryptocurrency is trash. Like it's all gatekeepers and trash. So let me give an example. Let's take ranking sites. How do coin ranking sites make money? By selling ads. Who do they sell ads to? People that victimize you. Well, who specifically? Margin trading exchanges. So to give you an example, there's a website called eToro.com. Margin trading exchange has ads everywhere. You look at the top of the website and it says 67% of people lose money with us. And that's misleading because I guarantee you that the number of people that lose money, the amount that they lose is larger than the number of people that won money. And that it's net negative participants, except for the middleman. The middleman gets very rich. Those guys can buy ads wherever they want because they got a little pass from the government. They get a little license that says, hey, you can go victimize people. I think so. What you find is you find collusion between advertising networks, coin ranking sites, and the media to hide projects that don't victimize the users, because then they can't get paid fees and revenue and all these things. So, you know, on the front page of CoinMarketCap, you've seen numerous rug pull, exit scam, goes to zero, exploited trash that has done massive harm to the industry. And you only rarely see HEX on the front page with perfect, flawless 10,000x, 100% uptime. 10,000x price, 100% uptime. You rarely see that on the front page of CoinMarketCap. It's so silly that Hexican had to file a class action lawsuit against them because they're lying about what the market cap is, and they're lying about the rank, and it's harming users. It's disgusting. And you don't just see it at CMC, you see it at CoinGecko as well. And so these people are not ethical, they're not moral, they do not have the best interest of the users at heart, industry. You know, as large as I yell and scream, I still can't reach everybody, you know? Everyone gets interested in a little vertical. Some people like the monkey pictures. Some people like, you know, degenerate margin trading, and it's hard to reach everybody, so.
Hello, Mr. Richard Hart. My name is Blue Bum. I'm on the HEX Late Show on Discourse Syndicate with the Aussie HEX streamers. We've probably been,
nice.
Thank you, yeah, we've been probably one of the longest constant streams. So I've been in HEX for quite a while. When I first learned about HEX, I was like, oh, done. He's done it. He solved it. That's it. This is the solution. Nice. Like, it's going to be simple now. Everyone just gets really, really rich. All of that money just gets filtered out to regular people. People start solving their problems locally, and it's done and dusted. But it's turned out to be this incredible roller coaster of a ride, an adventure, an unfolding adventure in turns. But now at this stage, we're about to launch a whole new chain. There's all sorts of projects coming onto it. The world has gone absolutely batshit crazy. It looks like we have, Russia and India, and China, and probably Brazil and South Africa. Probably those BRICS countries are going to have their own financial system. We've got Western leaders who are just utter morons, who just don't know what they're doing.
This is a very long question.
Yeah, my question.
It's the longest question ever.
Well, my question is, how how do you see this playing out over the next decade?
Well, I mean, we're participating in the highest performing asset class in the world, and it is getting more regulatory certainty in the United States and in certain countries like El Salvador, maybe Panama, maybe Guatemala, smaller countries to start out with. The price performance is probably the most important part for most people, and that's still doing very well. If we can get the regulators to stop harming their citizens by, like, for instance, China just made mining illegal. The EU just passed some gross law about reporting, and it's just like, technology doesn't solve politics, and at some point, all these very wealthy crypto people are going to have to play politics to get the government power structures to do better things. So it's unfortunate because they very often use it to make the world a worse place with net negative decisions that harm everyone. So for instance, if you like law enforcement, you want law enforcement to be able to do a good job, what law enforcement does is looks for needles in haystacks. And so what does regulatory do? They give them more hay. And they make it harder to find actual suspicious things because they declare everything as suspicious. And it's terrible. And what they need to do is hire more investigators and file more injunctions and have more court cases and do more discovery. Those things actually work and prevent crime, stop crime, put criminals away. But this pretending that everyone's preemptively a criminal and violating everyone's privacy is how you create huge honeypots. So, the Department of Defense lost a huge amount of data to a hack. Equifax lost a huge amount of data to a hack. You're going to see all of these giant centralized pools of data get hacked and abused over and over and over again. And the only real way to protect the citizens is to not have the data in the first place. And so it disgusts me that these nations have rights clearly defined for the privacy of the citizens. The Fourth Amendment of the United States, the United Nations Charter, individual states, you name it. They all say privacy is a human right and it should be protected. And then every single thing they do is that. And you're like, guys, you realize you're violating the very principles on which the body that gave you power was founded. You're violating the principles by which you accepted the office. You're violating the Constitution. We have a right to privacy. Stop violating it. Privacy means you don't know about it. Just I do, just maybe the person I'm talking to. You, government, you don't get to know about it. But the government just doesn't understand that. They think everything's better when they have more power. And then they get how that works out. How that works out is, what type of government has the most power? A totalitarian government. And how does that work out? We've seen a lot of sanctions recently. Maybe it works out like that, These people need to be helped to stop hurting themselves. And
around them rather than taking over those structures. One is, I tried to tee up an interview in No Man Capitalist. You guys were talking, they tweeted out what questions should we ask Richard Hart, or? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I talked to this guy. Yeah, that did happen. I talked to this guy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As you can tell, I don't watch his content, so I didn't remember who it was. But I have talked to that guy with that face that I just Googled.
Okay, so he's just not released yet, I guess. And one final question. I'm early on, got very, very excited about Hedron. Conference, I think you said you hadn't looked into the incentives in it? Or the
claiming was fine. I didn't personally review the other functions, but I'm very, very weary and avoid promoting other ticker symbols than the ones that I minted. So, people have minted it, people have claimed it, people sold it. I haven't heard about anyone having any problems, but it's not my product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, if someone else builds a product, price goes up, cool. Price goes down, cool. I don't want it to bother my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So check it out, and it's free. If you're a Hexican and you got stakes, it's free.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Okay, there's a
free
lot of
stuff's usually cool.
There's a lot. Thanks for your answers.
My pleasure.
We got another question here.
Thank you very much, Tony. Richard, how are you? Number one, honestly,
good.
Thank you very much for creating HEX. And for the better, I think here in Miami, mine is HEX_Miami on Instagram, and I just want to give that financial freedom, just like you've been talking about. I know we're almost neighbors, so from your old
Saving lives, man.
But
putting people in charge of the futures.
Yeah, so absolutely, thank you very much for creating it, and obviously I've been following your other programs and coins. Just a question was, I noticed this past week, I've seen a couple of spikes on HEX. Have you noticed them? I've seen them almost like up to like $1 or so, or maybe $5. They've been
the spikes,
small,
yeah, like
small spikes in candles.
basically most of the charts. I think a lot of those spikes are people that are not setting their slippage limits properly in Uniswap. So if you use 1inch or Uniswap or Matcha.xyz, there's a slippage limit that you can set. And if you don't set it, then someone can sandwich you, buy right before you, let your order execute at a way higher price than it needed to, and then sell right after you, and they just make free money. And so these spikes that you see are usually people getting sandwich attacked because they haven't set their slippage limit properly. But you might have seen, like, I think maybe that spike up to 20 cents might not have been a sandwich bot. Like, you have to dig in and look at each transaction, right? But like this is just all normal for HEX, right? On the road to 1,000,000% returns in 2 years, I think the price dropped like 60%, 5, 6, 7 times, something like that. Like, it's just volatility is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset. So it's in the game, you know?
Absolutely, thank you. And
by the way, if you use limit orders, none of this affects you. You just get to be the liquidity. You get executed at the price you want, and there's no slippage. So.
Okay, so that would be using Uniswap, right? Basically.
Well, I mean, you could emulate limit orders by adding single-sided liquidity and then removing it after you get filled, but you have to manually watch it and remove it after you're filled, or it will unfill. And you'll make the fee twice, both directions. But if you use a different limit order, like on 1inch or Matcha.xyz, then it just fills and that's it. But you better be careful when you enter that number. If you enter the wrong number, you'll be very unhappy. Because I've heard stories of people that like entered the wrong number and it just filled them at a very bad price. So be careful what number you enter if you're going to use those systems.
Absolutely, thank you.
The limit order ones.
How do you see the performance? I personally feel that Pulse Chain and Pulse X is going to even outperform what HEX has done. How do you see HEX?
The chat room has.
Yep.
The chat room's outperformed HEX's chat room by 2 to 1 probably.
Yeah.
Number of users and amount of time.
So how do you
it's an easier sales pitch. People understand faster, cheaper, largest free airdrop Ethereum doesn't blow up the environment. They get that very easy. HEX is too out of this world for them. It's too complicated for them. They don't get it. They don't understand it's a proof of work change to proof of weight instead of proof of work. And it uses proof of weight for issuing inflation. It uses proof of work for logging the inflation. They don't get that. It's too hard for them to understand. So Pulse is just an easier pitch.
Perfect. And how do you
Coin burning and no inflation is an easier pitch than very low inflation.
How do you see HEX performing, I guess, in the next year within Pulse Chain coming out? Do you see the trading Pulse Chain, or kind of following all three, Pulse X, Pulse Chain, and HEX, basically going on an upward trend at the same time?
I have no idea which one's going to outperform the other, and I don't think anyone could know. Good luck. I mean, they're all really well designed, and they're all known effective, known successful tactics. We know airdrops work, we know Ethereum works, we know EVM works, we know coin burning works, we know automated market making works. Like, these are all extremely effective systems. So good luck pitching which one's going to outrun the other. It's hard, because I don't know.
Hi Richard, how's it going? But I want to thank you so much for doing this stream, and I also want to thank T-Money here, Freedom TV invited the Kryptosparbuch team to represent HEX, the HEX community here at the conference. But now I want to go to the question. Richard, it is so easy to onboard people here at the conference because they love their free copy on the Pulse chain. But we are rarely talking about Pulse X, and Pulse X will be the biggest exchange on Pulse chain. So maybe can you talk about why is it so important that Pulse X will be the biggest liquidity exchange?
Sure.
How do you do it?
So Pulse X, at the very first first transaction on the network goes and harvests all the other exchanges that it can access, like Uniswap V2, SushiSwap, hopefully Uniswap V3, maybe Banker, maybe V0x, we'll see. And it basically buys up all the artificially cheap PRC20s, buys the prices up by minting in between 2 and 5% of the total supply in order to do it. Probably closer to 2 1/4 is my guess. This is a guess. And then it puts those into the PulseX exchange so that it is the most liquid exchange. Then you don't have to worry as much about ARB bots because there's not as much price difference because all the economic energy is closer in a single trading thing. And then it also has 22% of the fees getting burnt. And it has a lower fee than Uniswap. It's 0.29% instead of 0.30. What else? And it gives you an extra incentive token to be a yield, a liquidity provider, earning yield, and earning this extra token as well. And so it's more efficient from a market perspective because it centralizes liquidity. It also protects the value of the Pulse Chain brand because, oh, let's say you don't like me, you don't like Pulse Chain, you don't like something, and you want to remove your coins and remove your liquidity. I got bad news for you. It's already been removed. You can't. So you can't stop the game from being played. So you take a system like Chainlink, right? They run oracles or whatever. Whether the Chainlink guys want to actually use Pulse Chain or not, or issue oracles on it or not, I don't really care that much, to tell you the truth, because we got the ticker, we got the logo, and the prices are going to be bonded by the liquidity. And so if you, as a person that wants to trade, you could trade the link ticker on Ethereum and pay $50 to buy and $50 to sell because of gas fees. And the price is probably less volatile because it's probably a more liquid market. You know, or you could trade on a less liquid market that has more profit potential because there is more volatility, and you've got not $50 in, not $50 out. It's just a very compelling use case. You know, it's super compelling. So it adds longevity to the ecosystem. It creates capital efficiency, and you know, I think the value of all the Pulse Chain in the beginning, before you get direct listings, is going to be in people bridging stable coin value and ERC20 value in and pairing it with its PRC20 copies. And so in the beginning, I think the majority of value is going to accrue through bridges. So, and then having PulseX be able to reward people in addition, not only just the fees of pairing their free PRC20s with their ERC20s, which by the way, when have you got the other side of the pair for free? I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life, where as a liquidity provider, you get to play with the other side for free. And there's probably less volatility because they're so similar to each other. So it's like, I think it's awesome. It's one of the killer features. So being able to on-ramp users with a single button click in MetaMask, awesome. And being able to back the value of PRC20s, bridging ERC20s, and a yield farming program is just awesome. Like really well-designed systems.
Richard, I have a follow-up question from the HEX community directly, because you have seen the sacrifice phase for PulseX was so great. So many people sacrificed. For Pulse, a little bit less. So this brings us to the following problem. A lot of people sacrifice for PulseX, but they do not have Pulse Chain yet. So the question from the HEX community will be, Richard, what is your opinion? What would be a good ratio to hold on Pulse Chain and Pulse coin? PulseX coin.
Well, I mean, I really don't know, but I'll try and throw guesses at you. So, I mean, if you look at the sacrifice balances during the ranked sacrifice phase, and you compared their like net US dollar kind of sacrifice equivalents, and then divide it by the supply, I think you could end up with like a ratio from that perspective to have as like a starting ratio, but the starting ratio doesn't last very long. What really is going to set the ratio of Pulse to PulseX is people actually trading it. And so you're going to be able to, before the bridge is open, you're going to be able to open Pulse, you're going to be able to trade Pulse versus PulseX. And you can see this on the testnet right now. Like you can go trade your testnet Pulse versus your testnet PulseX right now on testnet and experiment it and get ready for it. So, you know, I don't know what the market's going to set the ratios at. And my guess for what like a reasonable starting ratio would be just kind of like the sacrifice values or whatever, you know? But it's just pulled out of my butt. Like it just seems like an okay ratio. Because where else would you set it? I don't know, you know?
Thank you, Richard. I will give it to T-Money back.
My pleasure.
Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? My name is Carlos. I just learned about HEX today. I'm very excited. My question has to do as a business owner. What are some of the ways that I can do to integrate this to my community and to this case, my players?
Well,
I run a bit.
It's an interesting question. I have a unique perspective on this. I love that it's hard to spend. I love that it's hard to spend HEX. I'm glad you can't buy Rolexes with HEX. Because if you could, there's probably some Hexicans that would hurt the HEX price to go buy watches, which is as nice as they are, they're not going to appreciate long term as much, in my opinion. So, you know, or at least they haven't. I mean, Rolexes didn't go up a 1,000,000%. HEX did. So I like it when people can't use the things I invent to actually buy stuff, because it introduces extra sell pressure, in my opinion. Now, there are some exceptions to that. If you had something that generated excess purchasing pressure and holding pressure because it was accepted, then that would be an exception. But I think a great example of showing you how powerful not being able to actually use this stuff as cash, you can't use Bitcoin many places. The price went up 690 million%. Seemed to have worked out okay. So, you know, another thing is the velocity of money is indirectly proportional to the value of the money. And so if you can accept it more places, it increases the velocity. And if the economic math, which is considered to be true, is true, then it reduces value. So if whatever you're doing causes the people to buy and hold, that's extremely valuable. If what you're doing causes people to just sell, it's not valuable. And so that's the rubric by which I would really decide whether it would be helpful to the community to integrate accepting that into your business or not. It might be, you know, it might work out. It really matters whether it's more net buying or not, you know? And if you're advertising to people that have never seen HEX before, it's probably net buying. If you're advertising it to Hexicans, it's probably net selling.
In terms of educating, I run a youth baseball league, and a lot of my players, you know, they're starting to know about and learn about crypto. They're talking about it.
Nice.
And in terms of educating them and making it accessible, what are some of the ways that I can do to, you know, to bring this?
I mean, to tell you the truth, it's like, what is crypto? It's a big Excel spreadsheet that lives on the internet and inflates about 2% a year to keep it honest. In my new pulse chain system, it doesn't inflate at all. And then if you buy it and the price goes up, you get rich. If you buy it and the price goes down, you lose money. And then, like, what else is there? Don't give away your rewards to anybody. Okay? And then that's really like it. You could pretend that you're learning a lot, or you could actually even learn a lot, and then in reality, what did you really achieve, right? Like, you still can't write your own code, you're still using the same wallet, you're still buying and selling on the same exchange. Like, you really didn't, the parameters which affect your profit as a speculator, they don't really change with how much you know about the network, or how much you know about blockchains and latency, and, you know, like, you buy it, you hold it, you hope it goes up, don't buy scams, don't get scammed, don't give away your seed words. These are the parts that actually matter. These are the parts that affect your bottom line, you know? And everything else is just kind of like, it's like photography. Most photographers take bad pictures. And then you're like, but they know all about the gear. They know how many megapixels, they know how many stops of light absorption. They know all their focal ratios, but they don't know about framing, they don't know about lighting. And then those are the things that matter more. Like composition and lighting matter more than your hardware. And a good photographer will do better with a cell phone camera than a bad photographer will do with a $10,000 Sony A1. So, you know, blockchain is kind of similar. It's like, hey, you know more about the mechanics underneath. Great. Did you buy it earlier at a better price? No, unrelated, you know? So
we get another question.
I hope that answers it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, nice hat.
Being part of the Mexican community, you know, my brother and I, we really, you know, for this next event that's coming to Vegas in September 6th to the 9th, you know, what do we need to do to bring you out to Vegas as a Hexican?
I'm not going. I would rather build stuff. I hate traveling. I hate it. The reason you see me doing the same stream forever in the same chair is try to use this amazing production quality with 8K camera if I stick a fan on it, 4K currently, even though I can only stream to you guys at 1080 for some reason, because software limits. You know, like, my production value is amazing. There's no real reason that you have to come and sniff me or whatever. Like, I did that for several months last summer in Europe. You know, bought the for aroma, traveled to 15 different countries. I did it, and I'm not in a rush to do it again, man. I want to work. I want to actually work, you know? You get me virtual is what you're gonna get.
So one more thing, being a Hexican, I like to tip my hat. Just like
Nice
an homage of you for the top hat. So all Hexicans, I would love if you guys start wearing top hats for Richard Hart more. Okay?
Especially in PulseCon. So we have
Miami is a great spot for a top hat, I bet. Sweating to death.
So we got one last question here. We're gonna bring
Richard, you know, I'm a really good chiller, and right now I have a R8, a HEX R8 that I cannot use too much because we have the next tour in a couple of months. So what we want to do with Freedom TV together is we want to auction out the R8 to the HEX community. What do you think? Would you support that? Would you make a shout out to the HEX community to buy our R8?
I would tweet it.
Amazing.
If you want to sell your R8, I will tweet it for sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to bring that up.
Like Hexologist was showing off his stickers on his support utility. You know, Hex.com, best performing asset, 2020, 2021, whatever. And I tweeted that. Like, if Hexicans do cool stuff, I like to tweet about it usually.
Thank you, Richard. When you tweet out about the workshops,
R8, I think it looks cool.
Thanks. When you tweeted out the HEX workshops, it brought so much attention. So I hope we can do the same thing for the R8 because I think this.
I hope you're able to thank
for the
next year attendees because there's a lot of people attending crappier crap that they lose money on instead of make money. I hope you guys do well.
On the 1 million Pulse tour next year, talking about Pulse chain, we will have so many people because now we know what we are doing. We know exactly how everything works, and we will bring more
Good
people
stuff.
than we ever could.
I appreciate you putting in work.
Thank you.
The German guy had to come to America to promote the things he appreciates. American.
And in Austrian too. He's yelling in Austrian too. So tomorrow actually there's we have more here at Crypto WorldCon. Can I invite you back tomorrow night to do the same thing and stream again to a whole new big group?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll be in touch.
Message me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Richard Hart. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you much.
We're so excited about Pulse and your next product. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much, guys. And I just want to say thank you for coming out. And also, you know, PulseCon 2022. So get your tickets now. You can use Pulsify as your to get a 15% discount on your tickets.